Welcome. Many people ask if we are doing some chanting on a daily schedule. And I immediately thank them for the wonderful chanting. The monks and the nuns, they chant every day, many hours, in the morning, afternoon, mealtime. But what actually is chanting? So chanting means true and right thought. As a novice, you have no spare time to learn the chantings. So in the night, you can sacrifice your sleep. And we took some incense because they gave a little bit light, and we studied the chantings. The scriptures, what Buddha said, what other old, holy and wise Zen monks said. So these are actually the scriptures. All the chantings is repeating what the Buddha said. And it was very diligently, because you were not allowed to make one mistake. So we had to learn many hours, days and months, to correctly recite the Buddha's teaching. Endless hours. And the senior monks always correcting when there was a tiny mistake. You see, we are not singing anymore. I remember at school we were singing quite a lot, at home, at Christmas time, or other occasions. There were a lot of singing involved. And throughout history, singing was very important. We started reading silently about 150 years ago. Before that, it was not common to read silent. It was always a loud reading, so that you could hear your own words. That's why Caesar was such a powerful man, because he could read silently. And everybody was amazed because he could look at the book and understand. So they were afraid he can read the thoughts of the people. Since the beginning of the monk tradition, they were always repeating the sayings of Buddha. It was an oral tradition. And throughout history, we always had oral traditions. All the stories repeating again and again, very clearly, without a mistake. The monks and nuns were chanting the Buddha's teaching all the time. It was an oral tradition of sharing and remembering the important teachings. And later on, the first writings. But still, it was a loud reading. So that's why in the monasteries, the monks and nuns still have this oral tradition. And it's very powerful, because when you sing together, it makes a huge connection. You become one with the group instantly. And many people know this, like in temples and monasteries, the singing of the monks. So they ask if we do it as well. But the chanting is not just repeating the words. When you reach the level of remembering the exact words of the teachings, you start to meditate, because many hours every day is chanting. So what do the monks and nuns actually do during chanting? The words have meaning in one way. So you have to know what you're actually saying. That's very important. Otherwise, the words become magical. So there's always a meaning when you recite or chanting. So you really have to understand what you're actually saying. But then, how do you practice right and true thought during chanting? So whenever the monks are chanting, they really want to know from where exactly is the word coming from? From where exactly do I hear the spoken word? From where exactly? And while they're chanting, keeping this oral tradition of knowledge of the Buddha's teaching, they deeply re-examine from where does the word coming from? From where exactly do I hear the sound? And the more you chant, the deeper you start to re-examine. From where exactly is the sound coming from? Chanting means reciting what the holy and wise one said. There's a Milarepa is a wise man from Tibet, and there's the 10,000 songs of Milarepa, and all his wisdom and Dharma exchange, he always did the song. He sang it to the people so they could remember the songs, the 10,000 songs of this wise man. So chanting means reciting the wisdom of the holy and wise ones. From where exactly do you hear the chanting, the singing? If you would ask me, I would say, if it is conceived at the sound of the bell, it will be destroyed at the sound of the stick. Why? Because thought comes from the mind, not from the word. By the net, fish can be caught. By speaking, the meaning can be captured. Thank you very much.